Hi, I'm Troy, and welcome back to another on-the-road video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for proper voltage. Today we're looking at the GE Advantium built-in microwave. The customer complaint was that they had no power to the unit. I have already been out here and taken the unit out and looked and seen that it has an actual bad fuse. Not only a bad fuse, but it has a bad fuse holder. So I tested at that point in time with my 15 amp resettable fuse and had power, was able to heat up and operate the unit while I had my resettable fuse on there. So what we're going to do today is replace both the holder and the fuse, and to do so I brought along it's basically an appliance holder. It's so you can easily remove stuff from the wall. It sets on top of it so you can have it out working on it without having to have either a second person or B, disconnecting the power. Hopefully this one I have enough cord, I believe, to be able to set it out and not have to worry about it. Tools needed to complete this repair is a Phillips head screwdriver and flat blade screwdriver. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start by uninstalling the unit as much as we're going to need to. To do so, you're going to open the door. You're going to make sure your power is off. We have no power to the unit. The homeowner has already made sure the power is turned off. And what we have to do is remove the 4 mounting screws that hold it in place. So we're going to go ahead and do that.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay. Hold on. Okay.
Now with the mounting screws removed, we're going to go ahead and just shut the door. And this unit, to access the fuse holder, it's on a top panel just inside the unit. So we're going to pull this unit out. It's not going to come all the way out, but it's going to come out far enough to access and remove the cover. So we're going to slide the unit out a little bit. And now my rail's a little bit too high, but what I'm going to do is just lift it up a little bit to set it on there so then I can pull it out the rest of the way. Now that I have it set on there, I can basically pull the unit out with my appliance mover, and that is all the further I'm going to need to have this one out from the wall. It comes in handy because you don't have a second person, you don't have to worry about working on it with it moving. It is secure in place and we're all set there. So now what we have to do is access through this top panel up here. There's Phillips head screws holding it in place, so we're going to go ahead and remove those now. So now that we have the screws removed, we can go ahead and remove this panel. It's going to basically lift up from the back and then tip and slide right out. Now that we have the panel moved and set aside, since I've already been here, we've got one wire right here that is connected to the fuse holder, but the other wire is completely burned off and away. It's not connected to the holder anymore. So what we're going to do now is remove the wires from the holder, then unscrew the holder from the control board it's mounted to, and reinstall a new holder and a new fuse. Go ahead and remove the wire. Once the wire is removed and out of the way, inside the fuse holder right in the middle. So this fuse holder, after looking at it a little closer, does not have a screw holding it in place. it's got two clips holding it in place from each side. So we're going to go ahead and release the clips so we can remove the actual fuse holder. With my tack puller, I'm going to go ahead and release one of the clips on the sides. We've got the fuse holder removed, and you can see the one side has been burned away. It could have been from high draw, could have been something, a power spike to the house. It could have just been a weak connection where this goes and just got hot and then over time melted it away. So we're going to go ahead and replace this and the fuse that goes to the unit. So our new fuse holder is a different color, but same thing. It's got the two plugs and a spot for the fuse. So we're going to go ahead and position this back in where it goes, mount it onto the side of the control board. Once we have it positioned back on the control board, back in place, we can go ahead and put our wires back on. Top wire. And our bottom wire. And remove the connection back out of there. The cover for the connection has got a little damage to it. Not enough to worry about replacing it. I'm going to go ahead and put that back on the bottom. Once we have both wires back on, we now go ahead and reinstall the fuse for the unit. Once the fuse is back in place, we're going to put our cover back on. This cover will kind of tilt in from the top and set right back in place. Now we're going to go ahead and put the screws back in that we took out. Now that we have the cover back on, before reinstalling the unit all the way, we're going to go ahead, reapply power to the unit, and just double check to make sure it is functioning as it should. Okay, so now the microwave's back on, powered up. So we're going to go ahead and put a cup of water inside, go ahead and close the unit, and we're just going to test it to make sure that it's functioning. And we have warm water. So the unit's now working properly. We're just going to go ahead and close the door, and we're going to reinstall the unit. So I'm going to slide it back for the most part, and once we're slid back, I'm going to again just reverse order. I'm going to lift up and push it back in to clear my bracket out here. So we're going to lift up, move the bracket out of the way, slide the microwave back into position. Once it's back in position, we're now going to be able to go ahead and attach our 4 screws to hold it back mounted in place. And with the unit mounted back in place, that will complete our repair. Thank you for watching another quality repair video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.